Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to be talking about how to choose your word of the year. And I've got a note of caution for you. This is a powerful process, and it can take you places you never quite expected to go. That's what we're talking about today. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Wendy Pitts Reeves. I am a private practice coach. I am a healer. I am a licensed clinical social worker by trade, and I work with counselors, yoga teachers, midwives, healers of all types across the country to help you design an ideal private practice that works as well for you as it does for your clients. I know you take good care of them. I want you to take better care of you. And the word of the year process is a really great way to move your business forward. Essentially, what this is the idea is that you choose a single word, one word that becomes your focal point for the coming year. This is a brand new take on the idea of a New Year's resolution. Like, we don't bother with that anymore. It's even richer and deeper than goal setting. It's really about kind of who you want to be, how you want to show up, what you want to unfold in your life and in your business in the coming year. But you got to be careful about this, because whatever word you choose, really sometimes it's going to surprise you. So, back when I first discovered this process, I tried to go about it in a very logical way. I chose a word that was the way I wanted to run my business that year. And the word I chose the first year I ever did this was deliberate, because I wanted to be deliberate about how I grew my business, about making sure that it was profitable, about making sure that it was manageable, all those kinds of things. And of course, during that year, I did a lot of that. I worked on those kinds of things. But it wasn't until the very end of the year when I suddenly understood what that word really meant and where it was leading me. It was at the end of that year that, for the first time ever, I made a significant investment in coaching. That was the first year that I committed to joining a year-long mastermind and a high-level VIP style coaching program that cost enough to buy a small car. And it absolutely terrified me. But that decision was a very deliberate decision to invest in my business and in my own growth as a business owner in a very tangible way. Let me tell you, that's not where I saw things going when I chose that word at the beginning of the year. The next year, I settled on the word effortless. This probably says something, because at that point I was running Secret Adventures for Courageous Women, which was an awesome business in many ways, that was a lot of fun and was life-changing for the people who came on the trips that I was organizing, but it was exhausting. It took a massive amount of energy and time for me, and pretty much is all I did all the time. So I chose the word effortless because I thought, I want this business to become effortless. Well, it's amazing. I did all kinds of things to try to kind of get my systems again under control. I hired help that year for the first time. I began to automate things for the first time. There were a lot of steps that I took to make things easier, but it wasn't effortless. However, again, by the time the year unfolded, it was towards the end of that year, it became clear to me that that wasn't what I was supposed to be doing at all. That was the year that I made the brave and conscious decision to shift into coaching intentionally. And what felt like a loss at the time, because it meant giving up or closing a business that had been so much fun and that had changed things for so many people. The truth was, coaching is effortless for me. And in a way, as my business transformed, even though the message was similar and the impact in some ways actually is still quite the same, in a way, the work actually is effortless. But Lord knows that's not where I saw things going that year. And then there was the year that I chose the word release. Oh, my Lord. My intention when I set that word was I wanted to release limiting beliefs, old fears, habits that weren't serving me anymore. I wanted to release all the stuff that was holding me back. I wanted to let go of those kind of internal obstacles that everybody has. We all have. Well, let me tell you, that was a tough year because I ended up having to let go of a lot of things I actually had not intended to that year, including relationships that weren't serving me, including ways of doing business that weren't serving, including like lots of things that is just, again, way too much to go into. But it ended up being kind of a tough year. And yet, at the end of the year, things were lighter, things were easier. Having once I got through that process of releasing all kinds of things, it ended up being really good. I'm sharing all this with you because there's a lot of ways to go about finding your word of the year. It can be logic, it can be um, sort of searching for the word that captures what you want to have happen this year. Sometimes it's just a matter of waiting for it to show up. Sometimes here at the beginning of the year, it's more like just sort of paying attention to what's happening in your business and what concepts are catching your attention and what words seem to keep coming back to you over and over again. Sometimes it's about a feeling you want to have going forward. And at a bare minimum, y'all, I invite you to spend some time with a journal, just processing what's missing that you want to add, what's taking up space that you'd like to let go of. What is it that needs to shift, evolve, grow this year for you as a person, as a business owner, or your business itself? And play with different words and see which one speaks to you before you settle on one. And I do want to share one little resource for you. Um, the coach that I was working with, that I made the decision to work with actually when I first chose that word deliberate, was Kane. If you don't know her, I invite you to go look her up because she is an awesome, awesome human being. And she has put together an ebook that is a whole series of exercises to help you come up with your word for the year in a very intentional way. And you can find that at wordoftheyear.com. There's no cost. It's not an affiliate link. I don't get anything for this, but it's a great tool. So I want to share that with you so that you can find that if that would be helpful and you'd like to use it. And I will tell you, at the time I'm recording this, I don't know yet what my word of the year is for 2022. I've got some ideas. I've been playing with some, but I'm waiting for the right one to kind of settle in. And I will be doing this actually right here around the beginning of the year. I will be doing it. And when I do, I'll share it with you for sure. But I too am going to engage in a conscious, deliberate process to sort of settle on the word I want to drive me to help me focus in the coming year. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. If you wanted to share what your word of the year is once you know it, that would be awesome. If you don't feel like doing that, you want to shoot me an email, that would be fine, or a DM, that would be fine. But this process is powerful. So I want to definitely invite you to try it. I just want to tell you, once you come up with what that word is, be ready because there's no telling where it's going to take you. Write it on something big, write it on an index card and stick it up on the wall or a Post-it note and put it up where you're going to see it. And then tune into it and prepare to be led forward in the way that is just right for your business. Thanks everybody for joining me today. I hope this is helpful for you. Can't wait to see where you go with it. And I will see you next time. Bye now.